Hey, this is Math Minutes Pro with Dr. Harrison. Today we're going to talk about compound interest. And in fact, we're going to calculate the balance after an investment is made in an account. So we have a formula here that we use for calculating the compound interest. And it says A equals P times the quantity of 1 plus R divided by n raised to the n times t, where A represents the amount or the balance that you want to calculate, P represents the principal or the amount you start with when you're investing, R represents the interest rate, we usually write that as a decimal, and T represents time in years, that's important, and then n, the value, represents the number of times interest is compounded per year. So let's talk about what it means for interest to be compounded. For interest to be compounded, that means that you're earning interest on the previous interest earned. Okay, so that's great when you're earning interest on what you've earned prior. So that can happen either once a year or more than once a year. So let's take a look at this problem. We have Janice invests $4,848 in a savings account with a fixed annual interest rate of 5%. And that's compounded 2 times per year. The question is, what will the account balance be, that's A, after 6 years? So the first thing we want to do is we want to begin by pulling out information from here to define these variables, or say what these variables are equal to based on the information in the original problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that now. First thing we know is that the principal, which represents, P represents principal, that's what you begin with. So you're going to invest, so that's $4,848. Okay, $4,848. Okay, we know that the interest rate, R, is 5%, but we said it needs to be written as a decimal, or which is also equal to 0.05. We know that N is the number of times interest is compounded. It said it would be compounded 2 times per year. We know that T represents time in years, so that's, we're talking about what will the account balance be after 6 years. So time is 6 years. And I think we have what we need, P, R, T, and N. And let me make that, for some reason that looks like an asterisk. This is a T. Okay. All right. Very good. So let's go ahead and start. And we're going to rewrite this formula here, and we're going to substitute the values there. And then we're going to perform order of operations to help us do the math. And that order of operations is PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So let's go ahead and substitute. So we have A equals principal, right, which is 48, and that is multiplied times 1 plus, then we have the interest rate in the numerator, 0.05. That number is divided by n, which is equal to 2. And that is raised to the n times t, so that's 2 times 6. So that's 2 times 6. All right, so we substituted. So I'm just going to bring the math up here for the next step. because we're going to have to now perform order of operations. Notice we have parentheses, we have division, we have exponents and multiplication and addition. Now, according to PEMDAS, we do what's in parentheses first. So we're going to rewrite this now. I'm going to say A is equal to, I'm going to keep 48, and that is times, that's 1 plus. Now, if you take 0.05 and divide it by 2, you're going to get 0.025. Make that a point. And all of that is raised to the, we can go ahead and multiply that. That's 2 times 6, so that's to the 12th power. Okay? Looking pretty good. Now, what we want to do is finish what's in parentheses. So we're going to add these two numbers, 1 plus 0.025. So the account balance is equal to 4,848 times 1.025. And that's, again, is to the 12th power. All right, now look at what we have. We have multiplication, and then we have an exponent here. Okay? So that means that what you want to do is, according to PEMDAS, the exponent comes first. So we're going to simplify 1.025 to the 12th power. So I'm going to bring down the 48, and we're going to multiply that times, so 1.025 to the 12th power. If you do that in your calculator, you get 1.34. Okay? Now we're ready to multiply these two values. 48 times 1.34. And then we're going to get our final answer of what will the account balance be after 6 years. When you multiply these two values, you get 6,520 and we have 2 cents. So this is the amount you're going to have in your account after 6 years. Okay? And I'm going to bring this A over a little closer. And so you started with, Janice started with $4,848, but after 6 years, with the investing that amount in a fixed account with fixed annual interest of 5%, compounding two times per year, this is the amount that Janice will have in her account. So there's an increase, right, of almost $2,000. All right, not bad, Janice. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Now don't forget to check out my Patreon page in my video description below. On my Patreon page, you can get access to exclusive math lessons, study tips, live Q&A, and more. See you next time.